There's a moment right before chaos erupts when time freezes. Someone insults you. Your blood boils. Your chest tightens. In that instant, rage, humiliation, and hurt all rush in. And in that moment, most people lose themselves. They react. They explode. They hand over their power because they don't understand one simple, powerful Stoic truth. What if I told you, no one can truly trigger you? Not your ex, not your boss, not your parents, not even the world. There's a truth rooted in Stoicism so deep, it doesn't just change how you think. It rewires your nervous system. This isn't about suppressing emotion or faking a smile like some monk during abuse. It's about a transformation so real, so powerful it turns you into a calm storm, a ghost no one can provoke. A man who smiles while the world burns because he knows the fire is within. I used to be easily triggered. One text from my ex could ruin my entire day. One disrespectful tone from my manager would send me into imaginary arguments, wishing I had said something colder, sharper. But that wasn't strength. That was weakness. I didn't know it then, but I was a slave to illusions. Illusions that I needed respect, that I deserved fairness, that if people didn't treat me a certain way, I had the right to explode. Then one night, I stumbled upon a quote that shattered everything. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Epictetus. That line hit like a bullet. My mind was complicit. It wasn't them, it was me. That quote slapped my ego. And like every slap to the ego, it was exactly what I needed. Here's the hard truth. No one triggers you. You trigger yourself. The outside world is just data, words, gestures, events. Your brain is the one assigning meaning. Your brain is the one reacting. When someone insults you, they don't stab you. They throw air. You're the one who pulls the knife into your own chest. That's where Stoicism becomes deadly, not soft, not passive. It teaches you are not entitled to comfort. You are not entitled to fairness. You are not entitled to anything outside your control. Everything outside is just training, disrespect, training, betrayal, training, chaos, training. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Let that sink in. Because if it's true, and it is, then your triggers are illusions. Paper tigers, ghosts, they feel real. But they live in your mind, and anything born in the mind can be killed in the mind. Your trigger is a mirror. When someone says something that makes your blood boil, what's really happening? They didn't hit your face, they hit your ego, your self-image, the part of you that wants to be seen a certain way. Unless there's a part of you that allows it. The real battlefield isn't outside, it's in your own mind. When someone disrespects you and you feel angry, it's not because of what they did. It's because you need their respect to feel whole. When your girl flirts with someone else and your heart drops, it's not her action. It's because you've attached your self-worth to her loyalty. The trigger isn't them. It's the exposed wire inside of you. And here's the beautiful but terrifying truth. Every trigger reveals where you are still a slave. Let that linger every time you feel hurt, offended, or angry. The Stoics ask a simple but powerful question. Why does this affect me? Because the truly free man cannot be touched. True power doesn't scream. It doesn't argue. It doesn't need to prove itself. It's the calm in the chaos. It's the man who doesn't flinch when insulted, who doesn't talk back, who doesn't need to be right because he's not playing the game anymore. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who faced betrayal, war, and plague, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That quote isn't just poetic, it's a blueprint. Your mind is the battlefield, not the world, not your haters, not your ex, not social media algorithms. If you win in your mind, you've already won in life. Let me share something personal. I once dated a woman who, in hindsight, had mastered psychological warfare. She'd disappear for days, then reappear with vague excuses. She'd flirt with other men in front of me, then call me insecure when I reacted. Back then, I thought she was the problem, but she wasn't. I was. I allowed the disrespect. I craved her validation. I was addicted to the feeling of being desired and terrified of being discarded. She didn't trigger me. She exposed the weak, fragile, and unhealed parts of me. When I found Stoicism, I ended it. Not with a dramatic speech, not with rage. With silence. I didn't need to fight for peace anymore. I became peace, and ironically, that gave me more power than any revenge ever could. This is where red pill wisdom and Stoic philosophy meet. If you need something outside of you to feel okay, you're already lost. Men who chase validation, approval, attention are men who get manipulated, triggered, and broken. But the man who sits in the fire and says, "I will not be moved," that man becomes untouchable. Let me tell you a brutal truth. Life will test you. People will test you. If you break every time, what you had wasn't strength, it was convenience. Stoicism isn't about fake smiles in hell. It's about becoming the man who turns hell into his forge. When faced properly, become powerful mirrors revealing our hidden fears and weak spots. Now, let's go deeper. What's really behind that reaction? And how do we turn it into power? Ask yourself, why do I care so much about their opinion? What fear is hiding beneath this anger? And suddenly, the trigger transforms. It's no longer an enemy. It becomes a tool, a way to dissect your mind to grow sharper, stronger, and more self-aware. Pain becomes a compass. Discomfort becomes a weapon. Let me tell you about my darkest lesson. There was a time when I lost almost everything at once. A breakup, financial collapse, betrayal from people I trusted. I remember sitting alone, completely numb, staring at my phone, waiting for a message that would never come, angry, bitter, wanting to scream. But in the darkness something shifted. I remembered a quote from Seneca, "He who is brave is free." And for the first time in my life, I asked myself, what if I just stopped expecting everything, stopped needing life to be fair, stopped needing people to be kind, stopped demanding that love must be loyal? I stripped everything down to the bone, and from that moment on, I wasn't reacting to life anymore. I was commanding myself. That was the day I became free. And now, the final truth, you can't be triggered if you don't play the game. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. Freedom isn't found in more money, more power, more women, or more followers. It's found in inner stillness, in being the kind of man who can sit in silence and moved while the world tries to tear him apart. The calmer you are, the more control you have. The more control you have, the more dangerous you become. So the next time someone tries to trigger you, remember, it's not a fight, it's a test. And if you pass it, you rise above them. You transcend the noise. You disappear from the battlefield, and you become what they fear most, a man who cannot be shaken. Thank you for watching. If you found strength in this message, make sure to hit like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.